Picking the right plants for landscaping is more than just filling spaces with greenery. It's about creating a dynamic, self-sustaining ecosystem that enhances your home's beauty and functionality. The biggest mistake many people make is choosing plants based on appearance alone, without considering long-term growth, soil compatibility, or how each plant interacts with its surroundings. This guide will help you make smart, strategic plant choices that ensure your landscape is not only stunning but also resilient and low maintenance. Before you pick a single plant, you need to understand the natural conditions of your yard. This means more than just noting sunny and shady spots. Observe how water moves across your landscape. Do certain areas retain moisture while others dry out quickly? What type of soil are you working with? Test your soil's pH and texture. Sandy soil drains too fast, while clay-heavy soil holds on to water too long. The wrong plant in the wrong soil won't thrive, no matter how much you water or fertilize it. Microclimates matter. You might have a south-facing front yard that gets intense sun, while a backyard shaded by trees stays cool and damp. Choosing plants that match these conditions ensures they flourish without constant intervention. A common landscaping mistake is forcing exotic plants into an environment they weren't meant for. Instead, choose native or well-adapted species that naturally thrive in your region. Native plants have evolved to handle your local climate, meaning they require less water, fertilizer, and pest control. If you live in a drought-prone area, drought-resistant perennials and succulents will be a better choice than water-hungry exotic flowers. In humid regions, mildew-resistant shrubs and trees will save you from constant fungicide applications. A well-designed landscape isn't just visually appealing, it should work for you, not against you. The goal is to reduce labor while maximizing the aesthetic and environmental benefits. This means selecting plants that suppress weeds naturally by covering the soil, such as ground covers like creeping thyme or sweet woodruff, require little pruning to maintain their shape, support local pollinators and beneficial insects, and provide year-round interest with changing textures, colors, and blooms. Evergreen shrubs act as structural anchors, perennials add seasonal bursts of color, and ornamental grasses bring movement and texture. Instead of constantly replanting annuals, opt for perennials that return year after year, saving time and money. One of the biggest oversights in landscaping is failing to consider how large plants will get over time. That cute little shrub at the nursery? In 5 years it could be crowding your walkway or blocking your windows. Always check the mature height and spread before planting. Spacing is equally crucial. Plants that are too close together compete for nutrients and airflow, leading to weak growth and increased disease risk. On the flip side, large gaps look unnatural and take years to fill in. A balanced approach ensures your landscape looks intentional from day one, while allowing plants the space they need to thrive. Plants aren't just decorative, they can solve practical problems in your yard. Use landscaping strategically to reduce erosion with deep-rooted plants like switchgrass or native sedges. Block wind with dense shrubs and trees that act as a natural barrier. Enhance privacy with fast-growing hedges like arborvitae or photinia, and cool your home by planting deciduous trees that provide shade in summer but let sunlight through in winter. By designing with function in mind, you create a landscape that not only looks good, but also makes your outdoor space more comfortable and sustainable. Want a landscape that's always bursting with color? Plan for staggered blooms. Too often people plant whatever looks good at the moment, only to find their yard dull and lifeless for half the year. Instead, choose plants with different blooming periods. For spring, consider tulips, daffodils, and cherry blossoms. For summer, go with coneflowers, black-eyed Susans, and hydrangeas. For fall, asters, sedum, and ornamental grasses are great choices. And for winter, think about witch hazel, hollies, and evergreen trees. This ensures that your garden maintains visual interest throughout all seasons without needing constant replanting. Even experienced gardeners make mistakes. Here are a few to watch out for. Falling for trends. Just because a plant is popular doesn't mean it will thrive in your yard. Choose plants based on function first. Ignoring local wildlife. If you live in deer-prone areas, pick plants they tend to avoid like lavender or boxwood to prevent constant damage. Overlooking maintenance needs. Some plants require frequent trimming or pest control. If you prefer low-maintenance gardening, opt for hardy, self-sustaining species, forgetting about future growth. Ensure plants have enough room to mature without outgrowing their space or overshadowing smaller plants. A well-planned landscape works with nature, not against it. By selecting the right plants based on climate, soil, and functionality, you'll create a space that's visually appealing, low maintenance, and beneficial to local wildlife. The goal is to build an ecosystem, not just plant a garden. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Hydro Haven for expert gardening tips and in-depth landscaping advice. Share this with fellow plant enthusiasts so we can all create beautiful, thriving landscapes together.